concern with landscaping?
Lasting impressions does not clean up after themselves. When I think I told you, when they mow the grass along the parking spaces for the apartments, they don't blow clean the parking spaces. They just leave the grass clippings. And that means, I see them blowing everything else, but I guess they assume it's going to evaporate under the
Covered parking.
covered parking in the apartments.
Not only that, Mr. Dave, Mr. Roy, we got a report that they're not doing the patios either on the first level apartments.
The patios on the back of it. Okay.
All right, so they have a daily maintenance schedule that's supposed to be up at the, on the hill. They also have the daily contract that stuff should be happening. So let's just make sure that we're talking to them. I'm not going to say that the campus doesn't, from a grass cutting standpoint, doesn't look good. I won't say that, but the particulars still need to be done. You can't forget about those.
One more thing for last thing is the flowers for the market entrance. We're still waiting on that.
I think Dave sent the email about that.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to jump right into marketing. Then I'll come back and do updates after that.
Good morning.
Good
morning.
Miss Blake.
Yesterday we had
Hold on, I'm sorry. We'll go back to this branch real quick.
I'm sorry, I forgot. I just remember I should have written it down. Multiple complaints from residents about the lighting in the parking lot for the apartments. And I have told them that it's on your radar and it will be addressed, but complaints are getting higher and higher.
Well, I just told everybody it was Kendall's fault. But, basically what we are is we're in contract discussions at this point with Energy Conservation Group. There's a myriad of reports and things that we have to send to them first before we can even get to the point of replacing the lighting. Some of that has went through the building committee already because we've met with them at this point, I think, 3 times. So Ms. Lula has started to send the information. They come and do a distinct study of all of our needs. We know that lighting is, I would say, A1. We know that. So, and it's going to be lighting on the inside and lighting in the parking lots. We're trying to make sure that we merge those together.
to be energy efficient.
Exactly.
I personally am aware of that, but I'm trying, if you can find a mechanism to let the rest of the community know that it is in discussion and it's on your plan, because, I mean, outrageous complaints, even though I have told the same people, it's on their plan, they're doing the survey, and I think some kind of a wiring was cut.
That's the problem, it's deteriorating.
And I have told them that, well, still, but you need to know that there's a large complaint out there.
Gotcha.
We appreciate
Especially
that.
people with their dogs.
But we just, as recent as this week, as always, we did the lights in the walkway in the apartment entrance on this side, and we did the lights, some of the lights were out, the floodlights on the parking lot.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
We made repairs to that
Yeah.
things.
But
Well, I think that the overall goal is to make, I know we have some people with a lower vision, so we've had
Yes.
that conversation too, so I know that's going around in the community, so
but that was
it's definitely a concern. It's just that we have to be very strategic in how we go about it. We don't want to just rush to change a few lights when we can have all of the lights changed at one time.
I understand.
So that's the plan. We are, the team that we actually picked to do the project has a myriad of community engagement events that they have to do. We just haven't got to it yet because I think the community meeting is pushed back to the end of June.
27th, I think.
Exactly. So
I make a point. Most complaints can be handled with communication. So if you put the information out there, we know there is a problem. These are the steps we have to take.
I see 4 yellows, which means people are moving in.
Yep, for the month of June, yes. And Vern, Kevin, and I, we met yesterday, went over some things, and changed some dates and updated some things. And this is our 5 upcomings.
Okay, so Hutchinson, I understand is a cabinet issue that's supposed to be taken care of before they move in. They changed the move-in date, it looks like. I thought the move-in
No, it's always been to.
13th. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
The Tuesday's a walkthrough with the gentleman, that's, and
Oh, okay, so we're good. All right, okay.
The
I got it.
original moving date was June the 10th, however, we've,
I thought that was moved. Okay,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
now
but actually, it's the 16th, right? Actual.
actual is the,
I
well,
see the 13th up here, but when I was talking to Kevin, he said they're not moving here till the 16th.
the 13th is a Friday. They're picking up their keys. They're actually closing and picking up keys. They'll be moving some things in. So once we give them the keys, that's when their monthly start. So that's their actual moving
That'll be
date.
the 13th.
Yeah, that'll be 13th.
Okay, feet to ground is the 15th.
13th.
13th. Because they won't be actually.
Feet to ground is what? Feet to ground
They
is
will
what?
be receiving their keys. Whenever they move their stuff in, it's on them. But they will be receiving their keys on the 13th.
Okay. That's a conflicting story, guys, but okay, no problem. I got it. All right, next one.
The next one is dining services. They're moving from unit 111 to 263. That's pretty urgent because we have a contract on 111.
Yep.
And they have to be out of there. But their renovations, they're not getting any renovations.
There's no renovations,
No,
just paint and
yeah, just
floor.
painting and flooring.
No carpet and flooring.
Yep, minimal. So
That has been awarded to Colossal, as you can see, they probably will start on that tomorrow.
Okay. Mr. Ash, how we doing with him?
Mr. Ash is going fine. Our big concern with Mr. Ash is his permit from Chuck for his sunroom.
Is he saying he's not moving in and without the sunroom?
that's what he's.
Because he's already here, so.
Yeah, he's been here.
Yeah, he's been here, so he really does not want to move in until everything is done, including the sunroom.
So this is TBD.
So that's 10.
Yeah, okay.
All right, and Ms. Bowles, what do I have there?
The
Not
unit's
moving into
done,
the,
correct?
yeah,
Yeah.
unit is
Been done for a
completed,
while.
not moving into the end of June. Yeah, so we're okay on that one.
Okay.
I guess we just need to inspect it and get it off of our. get it off of
We
our-
inspected it when after the original design.
Okay, all right.
It's about 3 months ago. So if you want to re-inspect, we can do such.
Not necessarily,
no
what
one
about the
should-
cleaning? You're already on the cleaning schedule?
It was
Okay,
cleaned and everything.
okay, well, we're fine. We don't have to.
245, Mr. D, I need our cleaning guy, our carpet guy to professionally clean that. Obi tried.
Okay.
And I've just received the sign design sheet today. They sent it back to me via
Any
email.
changes?
No changes, as is, nothing.
Wash and dry,
everyone,
right?
except for wash and dry. How
Right.
long do you think that'll take to install?
We should be done by next week.
Okay, fantastic. All right, so I'll give you the moving date.
Will we assign a location for the wash and dry? Kitchen?
I believe it is in the kitchen, yeah, encased in the closet.
So, okay. So there's no major,
No
major issues out there.
Wash and dryer.
None, as a matter of fact.
Okay. Where's the design? There's supposed to be another,
245. That's right.
there's supposed to be another design sheet for the unit next to marketing.
263?
We
That's
talked about it yesterday.
yeah,
No,
260
there's another one.
That's the one.
261.
265.
That's next to me.
Ms. Corbin is the only unit.
Ms. Corbin's over there. And I,
Right.
Yeah,
They ain't gonna need a major thing.
No,
They probably
but
just
this-
adopt it, Mr. D.
that's the, whatever. So the only thing I have to worry about is 245 at this point.
245 is where the porters were, while they were waiting for their unit to get ready at 154.
Yeah, but don't you
Yeah.
have to get it ready for the next person?
Yes, ma'am, and we're gonna, it's pretty good shape. The carpet needs to be clean, and we're gonna go.
So that's why we see it.
yeah, and I'll schedule that and I'll send it to you.
Thank you, no problem.
I'll send that to you. All right, other than that, we're good to go on June. And we've got quite a few ones coming up for July, but we'll take care of that.
Okay. It looks like it's going to be busy in July.
I'm sorry, I have a list of, Susan handed this to me this morning. I have a list of market rates that I'll be adding to the list. I'll send it.
That's what it should be one market. I know it's one market ready that's supposed to be added to it. That's what I was looking for.
This is a cleaning schedule.
Oh, okay. But the other one.
And I did add 261 too. You should have 261 on the, further down on the,
Yep.
261.
Okay.
Yeah, TBD.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Sounds good.
2210 is done, it's been cleaned. We got high-hang smoke detectors in there and
Good.
One thing I do want to mention, David Deal and I spoke this morning briefly about the cabinet situation and possibly sending Mandy Ryko, who we're dealing with right now, and whoever else we'll be dealing with in the future, a copy of the design sheet, if all approved to that. So they'll have it ahead of time.
There's no argument for me on that.
Okay.
We had a long conversation about that yesterday.
Okay.
the only problem I see is anytime we build a kitchen, like a Renaissance, we're gonna have to wait till the kitchen is built. They can have it, but they can know what we're gonna order, but they'll not know the dimensions, actual
Exactly.
dimensions until it's built.
Exactly, and I can stress that.
Well,
when
I think
send
the
it.
goal is this.
I can communicate it.
We can figure out a way to talk to her, but 10 days is not the goal. The 10-day speech that we were given is not true. So
No.
whatever that time frame is, that she has the correct information. I don't know if it's 3 weeks out or whatever. We just know that it's not 10 days. So the goal, if we have to wait to get it from you, say the 13th day, then we're going to have a problem. Because we need to come up, and I said this to Dave yesterday, we need to have a standard time of when she's going to know what to get. And it's not 10 days, because she said everything in 10 days, and I've heard rumblings the last 4 times about cabinetry, so it's not true, it's not 10 days.
Right.
So I would say to protect ourselves and protect her from herself, probably at least, I would say at minimum, 15 to 20 days.
Okay, sounds good, All right. Did you get my email from Ms. Kuski, the changes and everything?
That's why I'm waiting, and then I'm gonna send it out today, I'm gonna walk on Monday, that's a Renaissance.
Okay.
0.4% were done within our 3-day goal.
Awesome. Ms. Charlene, how are things working with the process with the new individuals?
Well, it's working. We have a new lady, Irena, she's with LR for training.
Great.
Well, last week and this week.
Okay.
And Kimmy, we decided to keep Kimmy because she's working out there. So she's going to be out there person on the 4th floor.
Is she up there yet?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So everybody's okay on the same page.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I was trying to tell you at the email you.
Okay.
Then I said it's already been fixed.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
Environmental services. Is there any way you can, I don't know what entity would do this, direct the contractors to clean up behind themselves? Our laundry room, where the sink, where they clean their brushes and stuff, they leave their stuff behind.
I got it.
And the first thing people come in, they want to know, well, why doesn't Sonia clean this?
It's not something.
No, I got it, I know exactly who to talk to.
Did we have HVAC personnel that was on vacation last week?
Yep. HVAC, all week.
Correct.
Okay.
That Wendell Robinson's better start doing some more work.
Getting nothing out of them. All right, I don't see anything major. I know that there was some discussion that offline that we need to have, but I don't see any major issues per se. Okay. All right.
And Mr. Roy, he was cruising.
Yeah, all right, so we'll jump right in because with the dwindle is doesn't request not to do it first anymore.
I did one more again.
Yeah, you did.
You guys getting paid off of that sheet, we'd be in
We're in
trouble.
trouble.
Go ahead, Mr. Roy, you can update us on landscaping.
Well, Dave and I having a few issues, but we're working it out. We were talking to him. We probably bring it to you.
Okay.
We're on top of it.
Has the manpower been decreasing already?
Well, today, he let one go, and today one couldn't get here. So yeah, he had a lot of issues on that side too.
Okay. Again, you have the contract. The contract clearly states what's supposed to happen every day by date. So if that's not happening, then we need to make sure that we are very mindful, tactical about how we either get it to happen. Everything needs to be emailed. No conversation. I don't want any conversations where they can come back and somebody say I didn't understand or I didn't know. Everything must be emailed, and it must. So I don't want to be unfair. It needs to be emailed in reference to what's on the contract. Haven't hit the marks or they haven't hit the dates, then they need to be notified of that. And we need to be notified of when they are going to hit the marks and dates. And if it continues to happen, then we obviously need to sit down and have a different conversation.
Sure.
All right? All right. Mr. D?
All right. Well, starting with environmental services, we are pressing on with our spring-summer cleaning. We are scheduling our thorough cleans for residents, as they call them, create the work orders. That's going according to plan. The trash and recycle on the outside is moving right along. Everything has been moving according to schedule. Our monthly eat and chew, which is one of our, which is the backbone of chew and chat. Excuse me, chew and chat. Okay, is
We'll get it.
yeah, is part of our morale booster in the department. Some challenges was talked about in our last meeting, and today we will have our first. Today we will have our first committee meeting. We have established a committee that's going to tackle, so to speak, two challenges that were brought up. One challenge is our requirements for uniforms for all of the staff at the department. And the next one is going to be, we're going to decide on our menus, on what we're going to have at our chat and choose. So that's, we have our first meeting today, Thursday today, at 2 o'clock. So we will have our first meeting there. We have representatives from plant operations side of the house, the environmental side of the house, and also security and transportation. So we will press on with that. The residents have been very good with ordering SEAWRIGHT pendants. SEAWRIGHT pendants, they're moving along quite well. And we, the facilities department, we encourage residents to purchase SEAWRIGHT pendants. For those who do not know, SEAWRIGHT pendants is our equivalent to the Life Alert system that's enjoyed by the senior population outside of Collington. So the SEAWRIGHT pendants gives everyone peace of mind. So please continue to purchase those. The Security One system is going to be coming about. Where we are with the One system, we have the ones in. They are in the process of being programmed so that we can get that system started soon. We probably should have that started within the next week or so, shouldn't we, Kendall?
That's correct. There are over 100 stations that have to be installed.
Right.
There's only one specialty tool that comes with that. So between today and tomorrow, I'm dedicating the bulk of my day today and tomorrow to get those installed.
Okay.
And
Do you need help from maintenance staff?
Well, there's only one specialty tool, so it's not like I can spread them out. There's a specialty tool as far as how you install the station, so so not just anybody can go up to it and unscrew it from the wall. So that's why, you know.
So we can't even buy one? Like if you need it, I'm offering help if you need it.
No, I got you. I'll find out.
See if you can
I'll
buy
find
it.
out.
I mean, we can buy it because you're gonna need it anyway. Because if something goes wrong, you have to take it down. God forbid you're not here. We're gonna.
I'll find out.
Probably better to have two.
Can you show it to me?
Yeah, I'll find out.
And what this, again, we discussed this at the last STAT meeting. What this one system will do, it will give us a stat way, a computer tracking way to just ensure that our rovers are making their rounds throughout Collington. And as this system becomes more ingrained into our culture, we are looking at the health center and also the independent living for the environmental services attendants. So we are well on our way toward getting there. That's all I have. Oh, yes. Exterior window cleaning schedules went out over 3-4 weeks ago. We have started. We are on schedule. The first week was this week here, the week of June 2nd through June 6th. We are finishing up the 4,000 clusters right now. So we started at the 1,000. We're finishing up the 4,000. We are on track. And if it doesn't rain, we will finish up the 5,000, 5,100, and start on the apartment building next week. So we are on schedule right now, and everything is really moving well.
Great, thanks. Great. Kenny, you got anything else you want to add?
Not really. I mean, just, update on transportation. That's kind of just vehicles, just the age of them. Everything's kind of breaking down at once right now, so we're very limited on transportation vehicles. Actually, in the process of looking at contracting out with a bus company for larger, for larger trips that are taken with residents, so that way they don't have to be canceled because one of our vehicles cannot accommodate any trips or anything.
Okay.
Kendall?
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
I have gotten multiple complaints about our vehicles.
Okay.
And make sure that she knows that the residents must be where they're supposed to be when they're supposed to be there for pickup, because thank goodness somebody got left, and maybe that will, on purpose because the person wasn't there. But the main complaint was our vehicles.
What kind of complaints are you
Now,
getting?
well, having been on school buses for trips, I wouldn't find them uncomfortable. But
I understand that.
yes, we hit every bump along the way. What's wrong with the shocks and the springs and lack of air conditioning?
Well, I think that's what Kendall's discussing, Ms. Branch. We know that it's a problem, right? Obviously, you understand this very clearly. Budget constraints are what they are. Kendall brought to me an idea yesterday, and I totally agree. We need to look at contracting out trips. If it's something that we have to bid, and we using the Lucky Limousine or whoever else we use, as long as it's a better trip. The cost of probably doing those trips, let's say we offer a 1-year contract or whatever, the cost of doing those trips is going to be far less than buying a new bus. So if we use the buses, kind of like, for individuals who have a second car, they use their second car and just kind of run to the store and things like that. That's pretty much where the vehicles that we have are at. They're old, limited on what we can repair. So renting out buses is probably something, once we get more locked in or more honed in on what we can possibly do, you'll hear more information about that coming in, I'm sure, probably the next week or two.
Good, good.
Right?
And if
And handicap accessible is something that we're adding,
Yes.
that we have to have. This would be a really quick process if we didn't have to add that on, but that's something that we need to add on, and obviously working through the liability. Probably what we'll do is when we narrow it down to maybe some of the contractors that we want, we'll probably bring in community, right, yourself and maybe a few other people, so to kind of have them help with that choice.
okay.
Anything else, Brian?
Back there, entrance was painted, the floor's been done, we put a new sign up.
It's beautiful.
Glad you like it.
I like it. Of course, there's always complaints, but I like it very much.
Like nice
what's-
stuff, nice
not-
things.
Not only thing about it is it's gonna help the facility because you're not tracking all that mud on the carpet as you walk in, you got a little distance. Second off, we're doing the restrooms on the third level, the men's and women's
The
restroom.
main, when you come in the main.
You put it down.
Door?
Okay.
Where the security desk is. We also installed a new sign up there, a Collington sign.
What are those doors, the,
Mercy, yeah, we just approved that, and you'll be seeing that soon.
Okay.
It's 7 of them total.
thank you.
So you live with 7?
We're gonna be meeting with community in reference to the Ivy Bar restrooms. We're gonna try to dress them up some. So that's,
Amen.
yeah, we'll try.
Alright, well, I think everybody's doing a good job. I'm sorry that we had to condense it today because I have another meeting at 10:45, but everybody's doing a great job. I appreciate you, Ms. Branch, for coming in and working with us. And we're definitely, you've been already tabbed as part of the transportation committee, so we'll make a new committee and
Oh, I
get you
just
on.
love you.
It is love committee.